Yeah, that should be good for the thumbnail.
So, Walt Disney World Resort's Galactic Starcruiser Hotel is open for paying customers and the media. And no, before you ask, I am not media. But if you've been following along on Twitter or other social medias, we saw a lot this week. Some of it really, really good. Some of it not so much, and I'm here to talk about all of it. Now, if you clicked on this video expecting for me to talk about the downfall of Disney, how Chapek is ruining it all, how the Galactic Starcruiser is an absolute waste of resources and it looks awful and terrible and you shouldn't go do it, that's not what this is going to be. There were people on that cruise, on the media event cruise, that I know personally, and I trust their opinions. Now, you have to remember that this was all free and paid for by Disney, so that's got to tie into it a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but it's not going to be all bad. There were some things I saw that I genuinely thought looked amazing. There were also some things that I saw that could use a little bit of work. Have I been on the cruise? No. Will I make another video when or if I ever do get to go on the cruise? Perhaps. But as far as I'm aware, right now making this video, this is as close as I'm going to get to going on the Galactic Starcruiser at this point in time. You guys remember this chart? You all remember this, right? I bring this up every time Disney announces something new. The Galactic Starcruiser is the very first instance of something not falling within or being accurate to this cycle that I created. Now, I should be clear, the actual opening date for the public for the Galactic Starcruiser is March 1st. Now, as I record this, it opens for everybody tomorrow. And as you're watching this, it probably opened a few days ago, so we'll get some opinions from both the media and the paying customers. Now, from the very beginning, the promo material for this thing was a massive mess, to say the least, an absolutely gargantuan failure on the side of Disney. Whether or not the Star Wars hotel is a success or a failure, that doesn't matter. The advertising was an abject and horrible failure. Now, do I really need to talk about this commercial? It was awful. We all saw it. It was horrible. People were canceling their reservations after seeing it. It was that bad. And then the welcome video showed up, and that didn't really inspire confidence in a lot of people, and I can't blame them. But is it actually that bad? Is it actually as bad as these commercials made it out to seem? I'm gonna say no. I know, here comes the Disney shill. All right, Disney, give me my paycheck, invite me to the next media event, please. But listen, hear me out. Now, something that Disney absolutely nailed, I don't really think this is up for much debate. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could debate it, but this looks really promising and really cool, is the character interactions aboard the Halcyon. All these different characters interacting with guests, sometimes one-on-one or like one per group, and it's something we've never seen in a Disney park before. A highly themed environment with all of these characters giving you special personalized attention. They sort of tried it with Galaxy's Edge, and it kind of worked, but these characters are what makes the Halcyon so great to me, judging by the footage that I've seen so far. Especially this Rodian right here. She seems amazing. I don't know her name, but that's awesome. I love her costume, and I want to see more of her around. Maybe at Galaxy's Edge. Again, this is all more of a controlled space than Galaxy's Edge, so I think that's why Disney's not super afraid to get really into the nitty-gritty with the characters. And building on me saying that this is a controlled environment, I think, I'm going to say this, some people might not like it, but I think Galaxy's Edge could really benefit from a dedicated character meet and greet attraction. Sort of along the lines of Fairy Tale Hall over at Fantasyland at the Magic Kingdom. Somewhere for Disney to put these more intricate and more, dare I say, expensive and immersive characters where they're not out in the open like Chewbacca and the Stormtroopers. Another thing, have you noticed how close the Rodian is getting to the camera right now? Close up, one-on-one personal interactions with characters are back at the Walt Disney World Resort if you're staying at the Galactic Starcruiser. That's something that I really love, the character interactions, but one thing that I don't love is that now, currently, right now at this moment, it is locked behind a paywall. You will not get up-close character interactions unless you pay the $5,000 to stay at the Galactic Starcruiser. I don't think that's fair. It is currently the day before the opening of the Starcruiser as I record this, and if one-on-one up-close character interactions aren't back for the rest of the characters at the resort, not at the Starcruiser, that's gonna leave a real bad taste in my mouth. For some reason, the people who pay $5 grand will get to meet these characters up close and personal, but the little girl who's been waiting for years to go to Disney World to meet Elsa won't be able to give her a hug, while the Starcruiser guests do have this luxury. It's bad. It's a bad look for Disney, and it's not something that I think they should be doing. Distanced character interactions for everybody, or normal character interactions for everybody. You can't just have this class divide, although I guess that's Sort of the whole point of the Starcruiser, huh? Alright, yeah, I feel like I've made my point. Back to the good. Something that I don't see a whole lot of people talking about, but what really interests me is how the ship itself, the layout, will change day to day, moment to moment. You can unlock new rooms, new areas, secret tunnels, boiler rooms that you haven't been to before by doing certain things. It's like a giant sort of escape room. You're not trying to escape, you're just solving puzzles. But that's really cool. Something that Disney, I think, should expand to outside of the Starcruiser, let's say to the former NBA experience, also Disney Quest, maybe have some Disney-themed escape rooms in there. I think it'd be really cool to experience the changing puzzles and these highly themed sort of escape room-like environments through the Disney lens, even if you're not staying at the Starcruiser. I've noticed that I'm just trying to give alternatives to Starcruiser experiences inside and outside the parks for those who don't want to spend the night at the Halcyon. Not to diminish how special this experience should be, but I think everyone should be able to get to experience it, even if it is a lesser, sort of more toned down version outside of the Starcruiser. It's not a bad thing though. The highly themed environments putting you at the center of the action, having the story change depending on how you interact with the Halcyon, that is a great thing. And now on to another bad thing. You remember when Disney announced Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and how you would be able to live your Star Wars adventure?
I hope that when people come to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and they experience it for the first time, that this place they're walking through and the characters they're seeing and the beasts and aliens and droids puts them in a position where they give themselves over to the moment, to the story, and play with us in the world of Star Wars.
But all these great Star Wars stories have a new twist. This time, you're invited to participate with them in your very own Star Wars adventure. For example, Bob mentioned that we might find Chewie here. Oh, and Hondo. Huh. For example, if you prove to be one of the hottest flight crews in the galaxy, you might find some extra galactic credits coming your way. But if you bring back the ship all banged up, well, the boss might not be too happy. You might even end up on the list of a local bounty hunter. I hear that Harkos here is someone you particularly don't want to mess with.
Who in the world is Harkos? Okay, my point here is that they seem to be locking all of the original promises for Galaxy's Edge, how it would be a living, breathing land full of people we could talk to and interact with, behind the paywall that is the Galactic Starcruiser. No roaming droids at Walt Disney World, unless you're on the Galactic Starcruiser. No aliens wandering around the scenery, unless you're on the Galactic Starcruiser. No people coming to find you and send you on a special mission, unless you're on the Galactic Starcruiser. Are you starting to see a pattern here? It seems like Disney took all of the original ideas for Galaxy's Edge that were supposed to make it completely and totally immersive and moved those immersive elements over to the hotel. Now, Disney Shill mode activating again, I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is a more controlled area. There are way more precautions, it's all inside, and there are a ton of cast members to help supervise these characters and elements. But it just sucks to see all of these elements we were promised for the original Galaxy's Edge only accessible to those privileged few who get to stay at the hotel. Like, yeah, it's cool and immersive, and I love the cast members who are bringing this all to life, but the cruiser should be an extension of Galaxy's Edge. It should complement it, not a superior experience. But now going back to the positive, building on what I said about the cast members, boy, do they need a raise. The cast members working this thing are an absolute treasure, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. These cast members are giving it their all.
We cannot allow the resistance to win. I say we enter a second override, and this time we shall succeed. What say you, loyalists?
Are you all willing and prepared to assist in ensuring the safety of the Halcyon and everyone on it?
Yes.
Yes!
I like that. You'll need that reaction time, especially in line at the sublight lounge. Now,
they are the ones behind all of this. They are the ones who make the magic. They deserve more, and they absolutely killed it here on the Halcyon. That footage, by the way, belongs to a good friend of the channel, Paging Mr. Morrow. If you want to see a lot more of the Halcyon and what it has to offer, head over to his channel. I will link the video. There's going to be a card for it in the top of the screen right now. Go check it out. Give him some love because goodness gracious did he cover it amazingly. The thing everybody wants to talk about, the thing that has been on most people's minds, the most hot topic about the Galactic Starcruiser, is it worth the money? The cheapest package for this thing is for 2 nights, $5,000. Is it going to be worth $5,000? You can't really even go to the other parks. It's just an excursion to Hollywood Studios, specifically Batuu. You might be able to sneak off planet and watch Muppet Vision, which if you do that, amazing. Is it worth $5,000? In my humble opinion, from what I've seen from the media who are there, who can't really say anything bad about it, no, this doesn't seem to be worth $5,000 for me. Maybe at a cheaper price point, maybe $2,000, $2,500, I could see splitting it with someone and having a good time. But $2,500 per person, that's way, way too much from what I've seen. Now, this is just me personally. You may be out there watching all of this footage and you say to yourself, yeah, well, yes, this is worth $5,000 to stay in Star Wars and live the story, and that's totally fine. I don't think I see too many people paying for that price point. And then, like, the longevity of the Starcruiser. How long before this is just turned into the Star Wars hotel, you know? It's not like the Polynesian or the Grand Floridian, where you pay all of this money to stay at this fancy luxury resort, where you can take a break and go to the 4 theme parks, and you can swim at the pool. The Halcyon doesn't have a pool. I'm not hoping for the Starcruiser to fail, but I do see a scenario in the future. I think there's a very good chance that in 10 to 15 years, it's going to be renamed to Disney's Star Wars Resort or Disney's Galactic Starcruiser Resort, and it's going to be open to a lot more people, more rooms, a swimming pool, those sorts of things you expect at a hotel for a lower price point, with all of the interactive elements, or most of them, removed or lessened. I'm calling that. I genuinely believe that's the way the Starcruiser is going. I would love to be proven wrong though, and if in 10 to 15 years, when my channel's not completely dead and buried, it's still going strong, I will gladly make a video eating my words. Gladly. So, closing thoughts on the Starcruiser. Does it look impressive? I would say yes. It's highly themed, really immersive. You get to do all these missions, eat this Star Wars food, see these Star Wars shows. It's really, really cool. I'll give it that. The cast members, as always, are completely knocking it out of the park, and my absolute kudos and respect to them. The cast members are the lifeblood of Walt Disney World Resort, and they are giving it their all here on the Halcyon. The one-on-one time you get with these amazing characters, the humans, the captain, the droid, the First Order, the stormtroopers, all of it is amazing, and I love to see it. The fact that all of these things are present but were also promised for the original Galaxy's Edge is not a good thing. If one-on-one character interactions don't come back very soon, that is a very bad thing. And is it all worth the money? I don't think so. Is it as bad as the infamous commercial made it out to be? No, absolutely not. Nowhere near that bad. There's just a lot of drama and details surrounding the Starcruiser that I think is indicative to the era of Disney we find ourselves in today. The Chapek era, where we see things like FastPass and character experiences within the parks locked behind a paywall. And that, I think, is what rubs me the wrong way, but that's not to say that the Galactic Starcruiser is beyond redemption. I think they can make it even more amazing and accessible to everyone, even if you don't pay the money to spend the night. So there you have it. The Galactic Starcruiser is open today, and whether or not it's a success or a failure, I think it's too early to say, but it's ambitious to say the least. Disney is trying to do something that's never been done before, and it's not all bad. Some of it looks really, really good. Some things, it needs to be a little less expensive, but it looks good. And the food, I didn't even talk about the food. You can get blue shrimp. Do you like blue shrimp? Does anybody like blue shrimp? So what are your thoughts so far on the Starcruiser? After seeing some videos from some of my friends in Orlando who got to go to the experience, what do you think? Has your opinion changed, got better, got worse? What do you think the Starcruiser's future is? Do you think it's going to be rebranded? I am asking so many questions, but that's all I have in my head right now are questions. And until I get to go to the Starcruiser myself, they will remain that way. Thank you, and may the Force be with you. Okay, you think that'll make it look like I'm actually there? Probably not, huh? Hello everybody, and thank you for watching this video on the Galactic Starcruiser. Sort of first, or I guess this would be like second impression, since the video before this about the Starcruiser was first impressions. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you're new around here and want more videos like this, like the Starcruiser, maybe about the Starcruiser, please hit the subscribe button. A massive thank you to all of my Patreon supporters over at patreon.com. Even just $1 a month will get you access to most of the perks. So if you want early access to videos like this, or you want to just support the channel in any way you can, head over there. Any donation is greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking around with me this long. Also, be sure to follow me on my other social medias. I am on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Offhand Disney. At all of those places, I'm probably most active on Twitter, but be sure to follow me on TikTok because you don't want to miss any of that exclusive content. I promise you're not going to regret it. So yeah, Starcruiser, does it look good? Bad? I think it's just like exactly 50-50 right in the middle of both of them. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. I am currently off to Disneyland, so I might see you there. Goodbye.